Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Unfuck Your Money Show. This is your host, Nadine Zomot, somatic practitioner and certified money coach, holistic money coach, a bunch of things. I hope that you're doing well. I am celebrating a bunch of things here today, celebrating another round of my Unfuck Your Money Club members. We all agreed that we needed 2 more months, so another 2 more months with them. That's really exciting. And celebrating what feels like a delightful early spring here in Albuquerque. I've also had a very unfortunate neck injury over the past few weeks that I've been nursing. So really, it's been really rough, but I am also celebrating that a lot of my friends and community members came through for me. I just feel so loved and so surrounded, and it's made me reflect on how important community is. This injury has been quite debilitating, and I know its many lessons will continue to unfold. The two main lessons that I feel solid about right now are the importance of rest and shifting my focus to what I can do versus what I can't do, especially when times feel uncertain or stressful. Because to our nervous system, uncertainty is like kryptonite. Whether this uncertainty is due to medical, personal, economical factors, uncertainty sucks for our nervous system because our nervous system loves what's familiar and it loves to be in control. And what I would like to have a conversation about today is that even though life can feel chaotic, even when you know we can't get a grasp on what's happening in our lives, or sometimes things just need time to resolve, or they're literally out of our hands, we can still hold on to what feels stable and sturdy right now, even when nothing really obviously does. So what I'd like to invite you to do right now is to stop and take a breath and look around you. What in your life feels stable right now, even if it's the smallest of things? This isn't just about counting our blessings, even though that's a beautiful thing to do, but it's about showing your nervous system that even though things might be chaotic and out of our hands, that things are okay. That there are some things that are going to be there, some things that are solid and sturdy, even when things feel mega turbulent. There is a saying in nervous system speak: we don't see things as they are, we see things as we are. And maybe you've heard this before. And the translation to that is that the state of your nervous system can have a very big impact on how you experience life. Our perspective on what is happening in our life can be highly impacted by whether your nervous system is in survival, fight, or flight, or it's feeling calm and balanced. And it's kind of like a chicken and the egg situation. Your nervous system influences how you see life, and any dysregulation because of life can agitate your nervous system, which can exasperate how we see life. This is not to say that any fear or any uncertainty that you might be feeling right now is unwarranted or that it's just in your head. Not at all. Whatever you're feeling, because of whatever you're feeling, totally makes sense. Any uncertainty, fear, or turmoil that you might be experiencing now or later in life or maybe in the past, it makes sense and it's real. But we are not helpless. We can actually do something about our situation, whatever the situation may be. What I refer to here is creating a sense of safety for yourself, actively working on things that promote your wellness. It starts with knowing what is within your control and being clear on what is actually beyond your control at the moment that we can surrender to or accept. And by acceptance, I don't mean that we're okay with it. I don't mean that we need to tolerate it What I mean is that we're no longer fighting it because we're focusing or we're shifting our focus on what we can change, because that is going to create a sense of safety in our nervous system. Okay. That there can feel like a huge burden lifting. And I know this is not a new concept, but what I'm about to propose here on this podcast episode, it could be. Or it could just be a gentle reminder that we all need from time to time. Throughout this experience of my neck injury, I had so many people reach out to me and say, "Hey, I know you know this, but the nervous system, blah, blah, blah. I know you know this, but hydrate." And I'm like, yo, I know you think I know this, and I do know this, but when I'm in this state of turbulence, whether it's medical or whatever it is, I'm not actually operating from my prefrontal cortex where my critical thinking or my logical thinking brain is. I'm actually operating from my limbic system. I'm actually operating from my emotional brain, from my fight or flight system. So I appreciate the reminder. Okay, I appreciate this reminder, and I want to remind you of something that you might know already about. If your nervous system state can really impact how you see life, what can we do to help ourselves feel a little bit more safe right now? I remember when we bought this house and we moved into it, after months of chaos and uncertainty and a lot of drama. If you bought a house, there's a lot of drama that comes with it. I actually felt very lost. I felt like a little girl who was looking for her mommy. Again, that goes back to what I just said, is that when we're in chaos or uncertainty, we're not operating from our adult self. So when that happened, when I felt that things were a little bit chaotic, I actually set a mini routine for myself. And that looked very simple, and my intention was for it to be very simple and not rigid. It was meditation in the morning, a workout after coffee, then going to work, then blanking out my calendar for a lunch break, and then meditation after dinner. That mini routine worked like a charm because what I needed at the time was a little bit of structure. And I also did something else that is a little bit different but very cool. I created financial cues of safety so my nervous system can feel soothed. And this is something that you can do as well. You can build financial cues of safety that soothe and nourish your nervous system. When things feel crazy in your life, when things feel chaotic, can money provide some sort of stability and security? I know that most of the time, many times, money is the source of the chaos. But, money is everybody's kryptonite. I agree. But what if we can turn your finances into a little glimmer, into a little resource, into a little symbol of you got this, into a symbol of your empowerment, into a symbol of like, I trust myself, my self confidence, a source of security and empowerment. I'm talking like 5%. Like 5% of your sense of security and empowerment can come from creating financial cues of safety. To some extent, emphasis on to the some extent part, your finances can be within our control. And now I know that expenses are higher these days. I know that things feel a little bit tumultuous. However, there are parts of our finances, if you were to regulate yourself and look at your finances a little bit more objectively, what part of your finances can you control? So let's call these financial cues of safety. And I said this maybe 3 times. What are cues of safety? So this is a term that is borrowed from the polyvagal theory. Cues of safety are signals to our nervous system that we are in a secure environment, promoting feelings of calm, connection, and relaxation. These cues can be both internal and external, and they can help regulate our nervous system, shifting us into a state of coherence, a state of ventral vagal activation, let's say, which is associated with social engagement and a sense of safety. From that perspective of social engagement and a sense of safety, our perspective on life, no matter what is happening in front of us, is going to change. I don't want to add to your already full plate here, but I want to suggest some small things that can have the potential to create a lot of forward momentum for you. It can have the potential to create safety for yourself right now and also financial forward momentum. You can create a sense of security for yourself through doing these little things with your finances that can help your nervous system relax even by just a little bit. Remember that 5% we were talking about? So, of course, we start with awareness. Slowing down when it comes to money can build a sense of security in your body and in your decisions. Slowing down when it comes to money is a very hard task, I agree. I can see myself rushing or dissociating. I personally, my form of dissociation when it comes to financial transactions is that I fixate on the task. So when we bought the house, I pretty much dissociated from the fact that we are going to be in, that we're going to have a mortgage and all that adulty stuff by just absolutely being hyper focused on the admin part of buying the house. And then when we moved here, I'm like, what the hell just happened? How did we get here? And I realized that it was so overwhelming for me that I dissociated by like being ultra organized. But slowing down when it comes to money is very important. Easily said than done, but that can build a sense of security in your body and in your decisions. The second thing that I would like to invite you to bring into your awareness as we build this sense of financial, cues of safety together is noticing how your spending patterns change when you are amidst stress and uncertainty. Do you tend to spend more or less? What is the craving behind any behavior? Now, any financial behavior in general always has the very well intention of keeping us safe, right? So that's just like a little thing, a little nugget for you. Anything you do with finances, there is the underlying craving of creating safety, whether it's something that is healthy that you do with your finances or unhealthy. Okay, there's always a subconscious orientation towards safety, and if you're confused about how that looks for you, I mean, book a session. I'll be very happy to show you how through multiple tools that I actually have. So, when you look at stress and uncertainty, how do you spend money? Throughout my neck injury, I have been more inclined to just throw money at the problem. Oh my God, you're a chiropractor. Okay, you're. Oh, what do you do? Okay, I'll come see you. Da, 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 da. So I'm throwing money at the problem, and I had to slow down because I was feeling like I'm spiraling. And I asked myself, like, are these people gonna really help me, or do I just need to focus on one person that's gonna help me, or one or two people? Because healing is a process and it needs a team. But I found myself throwing money at the problem. However, when we moved into this house, I found myself doing the opposite. I was actually spending less because I was like, we have a very big mortgage now, blah blah blah, and there are things that obviously needed fixing, such with every house, right? Like we needed things, we needed curtains, so that was a bit of a push and pull inside of me. Okay, so just noticing what my spending patterns, how they change, what my financial patterns change amidst what's happening. And what other new money habits or behaviors arise for you? Are you overdoing? Are you overgiving? Do your boundaries get weird? Do your pricing get weird? Do you avoid looking at your money? These are really important patterns that are important to notice. Okay, are these patterns coming from negative self-talk? Are they coming from a sense of insecurity? Okay, because let me tell you something, when it comes to negative self-talk, we cannot afford to do this to ourselves anymore. Okay, just PS, this is just a side note there. So the first like part of awareness comes with slowing down, noticing our spending patterns, and noticing what other money habits or patterns are arising and what is underlying all that. The second thing I would invite you to do to start building that financial cues of safety is looking at your income. Can your income be a little bit of a glimmer, something to be thankful for? Feeling that in your body on a daily basis. And then ask yourself, what do you need to feel financially safe? Don't underestimate the power of financial safety on your well being. And here, I feel like we all have that little voice that might say, more money. Maybe it's a big voice. Maybe it's a big voice. And yes, if that's what you actually need, then go for it. But always ask yourself before anything, will going for it burn me out or energize me? And this is a question that can cover some of the nuance that comes with money healing and, a nervous system based approach to finances. Let's say that you want more savings. Ask yourself the same question. Will it energize me or burn me out to spend less and save more right now? Something that can help folks is adding some structure to their finances. Again, whether it's useful or not depends on where you're at right now. Maybe you need a little bit of a looser structure. I always say this on my podcast that if me 10 years ago came to me for money coaching, I would say, love, you need less structure. So maybe you need less structure. Maybe you're too rigid. Maybe at this time of turmoil, maybe you're going through a period where you need a little bit of like a spending, like a fuck it bucket where, you got 50, $100 if you can afford that to just blow and spend on things that just feel like, I don't know, it feels good to spend on them. With certain clients, I actually give them this exercise to just take $100 or whatever amount is aligned with them at the time and spend it on something frivolous. And they say, "Oh, a chiropractor appointment or blah, blah, like no, 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 something frivolous." Like I don't know. They're like, "Oh, so like like soap." I'm like, "Yeah, soap." Candles, something that feels like, ooh, I'm doing this for myself, right? So, adding structure or removing structure. Again, whatever is useful. I'm going to go back to that nuanced question. Will it serve me or will it serve me? Will it energize me or will it burn me out? Or perhaps you need to make an empowered move and call your credit card company and discuss your interest rates and see what your options are. Or you can follow up on an unpaid invoice. Maybe a client owes you some money. Decide on one financial step to take forward and do it. Trust me, no matter how small it is, you will feel so much better afterwards. There is nothing wrong or bad with seeking a sense of security through our finances. Okay? Having a sense of financial empowerment or stability can not only be helpful to you, but it can also be helpful to those around you. Because remember, money amplifies what's in the heart of its beholder. If you are a healer, if you're a giver, a lover at heart, your money will only heal, love, and give. And if money triggers strong emotional reactions, if thinking about money, whether spending it, saving it, earning it, triggers anxiety, shame, or avoidance, if you struggle with inconsistent patterns of overspending, followed by extreme frugality, avoiding bills, or procrastinating on financial tasks, if scarcity thinking feels like a default way of thinking for you, if you find yourself feeling that there is never going to be enough, or that you don't have enough, or you don't feel secure even when your finances look okay, or as your financial situation improves, but you still hesitate to relax or to invest in yourself despite having the resources. And if money holds power over you, then you might benefit from doing a little bit of deeper work with money. I'm always available if you ever need my help or my perspective or my insight. The nice thing about money is that it's so dynamic. It ebbs and it flows. It's never static. So every time there's an ebb, and when things feel a little tight, just remember flow is right around the corner. And when the tide is high and the flow feels right, set some aside and don't forget to share some of the delight. Never forget, a rising tide can float all boats. Sending you all lots of love. I wish you happiness, health, and prosperity, and I'll see you on the next episode of the Unfuck Your Money Show.